Yeah, hi, small business owners. It's Harpreet Singh from Western Law Firm. So today I want to talk about and go into little bit of litigation because I think since we started with the journey of videos, I think I was talking more about the transactional issues which can come up, and I think we have reviewed a lot about the real estate transactions and business sale transactions. So I want to switch gears a little bit and want to talk about general litigation and specifically small claims court, because that's the first route if you have a small claim, as it sounds. So there is a court for you which is called small claims court, because when the small claims court in California, when legislature has established this court in early 1900s, then they have mentioned this court as a people's court, because in small claims court attorneys are not allowed. You cannot get representation from an attorney. You can always get advice before you file small claims, or even after that, either it's collection matters or to prepare yourself for the hearing. But an attorney cannot go in court and just present the case on behalf of you, because this court is for people, so that people can go there. It would be much more informal and it would be quicker that you will get your issues resolved. So as you know, I think I will just talk about general terminology, and I will just make 3 more videos about small claims, and which would include like how to prepare for small claims case before you're filing, and when you're filing, and what you have to do after you file it, and also how to prepare for your hearing. Either you are plaintiff or defendant, and once you have a judgment, then what you have to do, that's called the collection stage of your litigation. So litigation is basically like you are fighting with each other on a particular issue, and each side have their own claims. And in a civilized society, we just don't fight with each other physically. So we have established this system of courts, and we follow the civil procedure and evidence code and all these kind of rules, so that in a fair and in a efficient manner we would be able to resolve this dispute either way. So for small claims court, I think as its name sounds, it's small claims. So your claims need to be small for to file a complaint in this court. So small claims court, usually commissioners usually adjudicate those cases, but sure, sometimes judges are also there, because the matters are it's only, most of the time it's only one hearing, and mostly you can get a decision at your hearing, or if the documents are a lot for judge to figure out, the judge can take under submission and send you a decision in the mail. So for small claims, I think the main thing is about how much is the amount, how much damages you can claim through small claims complaint. So at present it's $10,000 if you're a natural person, if you are an individual, even if you are a sole proprietor. If you are a business but sole proprietor, you can still claim for $10,000 in your complaint. That's the basic amount. It was used to be $7,500 before 2013, but after the changes have been made, so that it's easier for people, instead of spending hundreds and thousands of dollars in costs. Because if you go the other route in a general civil court, which is not small claims court, then If your claim is about 10,000, between 25,000, you're paying something about $375 just to file your case. And if it's about 25,000, then I think presently it's about $425 or $35 if I'm right. So because these fees has also changed, so but still you're talking about hundreds of dollars of fees even to enter to the court. So the small claims court provides you this avenue where if you have 10,000 or less of your claim, and if you're a natural person, then sure, means you have this, still $10,000 is bigger amount. So for businesses which are entities like LLCs, your corporations, or your partnerships, so for those kind of businesses, the amount is limited to $5,000. So and now you're thinking, okay, why they have just limited them to 50%? Because as I mentioned earlier, it's people's court, so they want to give more advantage to a single person than like a business, because business have more ability to spend money. That's their assumption. There can be a single owner LLC or a single owner corporation which probably not doing much, but still with that corporation LLC, this is one of the disadvantage you have to, I think, meet. So the issue with the small claims, it's for normal people and for businesses. Because of that, they have limited it to 5,000. They want to give advantage to a single person or a sole proprietor. And also there is another category. If the government entity files a claim, it's also limited to 5,000 maximum in this court. That doesn't mean they cannot file the claim. Obviously, then they have to go to the general civil court. Then they have to spend $200, $300, $400 based on their amount of damages in those courts. And $6,500 is allowed for a guarantor. If suppose you have guaranteed a loan, a car loan, which you helped some relative out and just provide the guarantee that if he doesn't pay it, I will pay it. So that amount is limited to $6,500 if someone want to bring a claim based on a personal guarantee. So that amount is also limited. So next, and it's most important, because also the legislatures don't want that people misuse this code, because there is almost only one hearing and it's very simplified. The complaint is basically form. In future video we will talk about the actual complaint and the procedure about it, but it's so simplified and so informal. Because of that, legislature don't want that people just going into this court with some ill will, because it's so simple to file it. People just file frivolous claim easily. So because of that, they have put a limit. You can file up to $10,000 if you're a natural person, 2 claims in a year, in a calendar year. So if suppose you file your 3rd claim, then there is a question in that small claims complaint which asks you if you have filed more than 2 claims in a calendar year, and you have to provide that info. If it's more than that, then you can your 3rd claim is only limited to $2,500. And also there's increase in fees about that. So the legislature want this to be, because obviously you can understand if you are just normal person living a normal life, not much litigious, you have just a single claim, you are done with that, even 2nd claim in 1 single year. And if you are above that, then you are like a frequent user of the system. So they want to just limit that and don't want people to abuse this system. So next, what are the typical cases which comes in small claims court? So just to give you the idea, and also this video is about to provide you this general information about small claims. So whenever you have a dispute, because from last few days I have seen people have inquired about and talked about different claims which were, I think, good for a small claims court rather than spending money, because people don't know different options. So it's just for your general information. And also you can get any information about small claims court in any county. That's another, I think, good thing legislature has established, that each and every county have a hotline for getting small claims information. If you have any questions, which kind of forms and those kind of things. So each county has designated a particular number where you can call. You can look at the court's website and they can answer your basic question. Obviously, if you go in more deep, they would not be able to provide the answer, and they will say, okay, talk with an attorney. We can't provide you a legal advice. So it's a great resource, I think, provided by legislature. And also the courts funds provide support to these kind of small claims divisions, or you can small claims advisory teams. So each and every court has that. So you can, I think, check with those people also. So the typical cases which comes in small claims are usually, I think the most frequent one is your landlord is not giving you back the security deposit, because the amount usually of security deposits are $1,000, $2,000. If you're living in a big house, it's $3,000, $4,000. So the amount is in that range. So people usually use a small claims court if the landlord is not giving back the deposit. And also people use small claims court, especially landlords. If after eviction this tenant has damaged the property, you can always go to small claims court. So any claim you have below those limits, either 10,000 if you are not a business, and then 5,000 if you are a business. So any kind of claim you can think about, you can just file a small claims in. And also another typical case, it's about property damage. Someone is backing their car and they just hit your garage wall and there is a damage, and it's estimated about $6,000. They're not paying it, and there's dispute about the liability. Even auto collisions, in the situation, if suppose you don't have insurances, obviously you will claim from your insurance if you have one, and but some people don't have insurances or it's not adequate. So, or if you have any issue about claiming some damages based on your contract. So if you have paid someone $5,000 and they are not giving it back, or if you are a small business owner who have issues with your vendor contracts, so obviously you can look at this option, which is much more cheaper. And I think also one of the main and I think the biggest is the small claims is obviously your leases and your contracts, because people have different kind of lease and contracts. And again, one thing you have to check about, what is the dispute resolution mechanism mentioned in your contracts, because that will govern your dispute resolution, I think, proceedings. So that's one of the main caveat you can think about. But any kind of contracts, any kind of issues you have, there can be some complicated issues where probably the judge may, when you just go to your small claims hearing, may mention you, it seems somewhat complicated and it's not, I cannot resolve it within a one hearing, and it's much more suitable for a normal civil court. There can be those kind of exceptions, but I think for the most part, I think you would be able to use this legal forum to adjudicate your matter and resolve those issues. So let's talk about the filing fees. And again, you have to keep in mind these filing fees changes. So, but just to give you some ballpoint figures at present, what is the fees, and so you can understand how cheaper it is and how simplified it is to go to small claims court. If suppose you have your claim from till $1,500, if you're claiming that much amount, your fees would be only $30. And if your claim is from $1,500 to $5,000, your fees is only like $50. And if it's above $5,000 to $10,000, then it's only $75. Compared to if you file a normal civil case below $10,000, your fees would be about $225 at present. And it also varies based also on the court, but that's the general approximate figure. And if your claim is about 10,000, between 25, it's I think $370 if I'm right, and if it's about 25,000, then $435. So you can think about even to file your claim. So those are the fees. So the small claims court is quite cost effective also to be used, because you are getting this I think good bargain in terms of presenting this to a judge and get a resolution of your case. So in the next videos, I will talk about how to prepare for small claims. We will talk about the complaint and then service of that complaint, and during before your hearing, there are like different activities which may happen in your small claims case, and I will talk about from both perspective of the plaintiff and also the defendant. So you can be anyone if you are sued in a small claims court. So at least it will provide you basic information, and also about what will happen in the hearing. That would be the third video, and in the fourth video I will discuss about the collection matters. So there is a whole lot of stuff which we have to go in the series of videos, and I think it will be really helpful for you guys that you can understand that there is a forum where you don't have to spend much money and still you can get your legal issues resolved, especially if it's contractual issues, because those are really very suited for this forum. But even if there are some other issues, you can at least try. If the judge provides you some suggestion, you can think about it. But still, I think below that amount, 10,000, that's the important amount to remember. Anything coming near $10,000, always think about small claims. And I think if you need any advice, if you want to prepare for your hearing, we always provide those services for small claim. We cannot represent you in a hearing, but still we can prepare you for that hearing. And also, if you fortunately got a judgment, then we can also handle those collection matters. So see you in the next video, and thanks for watching this video. Thank you.